businesses at no cost, right? Because knowledge is power and knowledge is actually free. And it's my goal, Father, in the name of the Most High Yeshua, to show people how they can gain this knowledge for free, right? And then how they can share this information with someone else who may be living in doubt right now, where doubt is restricting them, doubt is restricting their progress, Father. In the name of the Most High Yeshua, we cast down doubt in his name. Through the blood, you became a curse for our salvation, Father. And we thank you, Father, for all that you have done, whether we see it or not. We thank you, Father, for not allowing doubt to just make us be, just to close us, right? To keep us closed, right? You know, I lost my words, Father, but you know my heart, Father. But Lord, we thank you. You said that don't say too much, so I'll make sure I don't say too much. But Father, I just pray that everyone who sits here in this live is able to get something and take it back with them so they can be successful in their new business venture, right, Lord? Or at least give them direction on what steps to take, Father, because you are the author of what? Peace, Father, not of confusion, Father. And so we're going to see how we can, again, build a business from concept all the way through reality, all the way to reality, with your guidance using a tool, ChatGPT. So y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get everybody started with this. So first and foremost, I'm going to tell you the type of business that I am going to be working on. So this is a friend's business, y'all. She doesn't know that I'm doing this, right? She came to me with this business idea. It was actually something that actually God told me that was for her, right? And she transitioned from another country into the US. And I don't know if somehow that transition, she somehow maybe lost direction into how to kind of build that business here in the US. I don't know what it is, but one thing I can tell you, anybody who is my friend knows that if you tell me you got a dream, I'm going to find a way to help you live it. That's just me. That's just how I am. I love to see people win. Anybody win. And I love to see people win for free, right? Because I feel like so much of things, so many things, the difference, like, it's money, right? Like, some of us just don't have the money, you know, and I just want to, you know, this may cost you a little bit of money, but at least it's an investment into your career, right? And when I say it's going to cost you money, you're not going to pay me, right? These are different services that you may have to pay for. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you how to build this I'm going to be using ChatGPT 4.0 because I pay for it, right? I highly recommend, if this is something that if you do have a business and you're trying to build your business, I recommend upgrading to the ChatGPT 4.5. Don't use the app. Don't use the ChatGPT app. My recommendation is to actually pay for the ChatGPT 4.5 on a web browser. Okay, because with the app, you only can use it on the device that you're working with. But if you do it using the web browser, the ChatGPT web version, you can access it from your phone using your Google, using your Google or whatever the case may be. You can use it from any browser. Okay, again, downloading the ChatGPT app, okay, and using it on your device, it only gives you access on that device. You want to be able to access ChatGPT wherever you are, because ChatGPT is going to be your personal assistant in growing your business. So again, the type of business that my friend has, she actually has a catering business. So what I want for you all to do, if you are listening to this live, I want you to, in the chat, I want you to tell me if you have a business, what your business, don't give me your name. Don't give nobody your name, right? All I would like for you to do is in the chat, if you feel led to, because this is a part of manifesting, right? This is a part of speaking things into existence, right? Is tell me or tell the world the business idea that you have. Even if it's just an idea, even if you think you'll never be able to accomplish it. What is your business idea? I don't care how crazy it is, how outlandish it is. Go ahead and put it in the chat, okay? It's okay. So, but anyway, her business is, she is a caterer, okay? So she has a catering company. She makes Jamaican dishes. She's Jamaican. She makes Jamaican food, okay? She's helped my nonprofit many times. Y'all know that I go live every 2 weeks down at Hurt Park or Woodruff Park, giving back to my brothers and sisters who live on the streets. That's something that is near and dear to my heart. You definitely want to follow me in order to kind of just follow that journey. Some of you may be interested in starting a nonprofit. That's probably gonna be my next business, right? The next thing, showing you how to start a nonprofit using ChatGPT. But right now we're gonna focus on my friend and her business and getting her all of the things that she needs in order to start this business. Now, this is going to take work. So this is gonna be the difference between paying somebody to do this for you and you doing it on your own. And you're gonna have a lot more gratitude. You're gonna have a lot more gratefulness doing it not by yourself, but with the guidance of the Most High. So first thing that I will always like to say is, when working with ChatGPT, you got to know, okay? You have to know what questions to ask it, okay? That's the first things first, right? So I will say you do need to have, that's why watching this live is, or subscribing or following my page is kind of, beneficial, because there are certain questions that you kind of have to know around business to kind of know the questions to kind of ask, right? So the first thing that I want to do in ChatGPT, I want to ask it, please, you have to be very specific, right? So I'm going to say, let me move this down a little bit so you all can see, and so you can see my browser. I'm going to flip this camera around. I know there's a way you can flip camera. All right, so if you can see, this is ChatGPT right here. This is actually, I use ChatGPT to come up with a description, right, for this series, as you can see. Right? And you just got to go over here and look what I said. So I'm starting a live series on TikTok showing users how they can start a business from concept to realization using AI and ChatGPT. What would be a good name for this series? So this is what it told me, right? So it gave me some information, and I wasn't quite feeling it, but then I said, okay, well, let me give me a description for the series. And so it did generate a description for the series. So I'm going to just read off the description. It did capture the essence of what it is that I want already. So I was super happy about that. But here it is. So welcome to the AI Biz Builder from concept with ChatGPT. So we are going to embark on a journey turning innovative ideas, okay, into thriving businesses. And this is actually kind of the information that I fed it. I kind of told it, hey, this is what I want to do, that blah, 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 blah. And then it formulated it into a really, like I would say, well thought out message. So each episode, we're going to dive into the world of ChatGPT, exploring its capabilities to shape your business and your dreams, okay, into reality, from market research and business planning to market strategies and customer engagement. So you want to discover how AI can be your unlimited business partner. So AI is going to be your business partner. Okay, so whether you're a budding entrepreneur or you're a business enthusiast, this series is going to be your roadmap to success. Also, you all, it's going to be very important for you to follow me because I do give giveaways. I have a separate business. I have a social networking platform that I built. And a part of that, we have a Amazon store. So I do give giveaways. I actually have one person who I do need to send and ship out a book bag to, a travel book bag. So I will be giving out travel gear, and it is going to be at no cost. So definitely subscribe and stay tuned. Okay. Like I said, I was blessed to meet a young lady in one of my other lives. And I'm going to show you the travel book bag that I am talking about. I am an Amazon creator as well. But let me tell, actually, I'm going to get there from my Instagram, because I have the link in my Instagram. I like that Instagram now lets you get multiple multiple links now. So let me show you my travel necessities. So this is the book bag that I will be gifting the young lady hey Josh, how you doing, my love? So this is the book bag that I'm going to be gifting. okay, to the young lady. It is a super good book bag. It's a travel book bag. It has a charger. You can fit it on your suitcase and all that other good stuff. I'm telling y'all, this is a great book bag. So this is the current item that I have on giveaway right now. Yeah. But anyway, so like I said, I got this business that I'm starting for my friend. She doesn't know that I'm doing this, right? She has a catering company. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to ask ChatGPT for her is I'm going to kind of give it some demographics, right? I'm going to tell it what's the name of the business or the name of the business. I'm going to give it demographics like who I am or who she is, like how old she is, how long she's been in business, things like that. So let's see. My name is Claire. I have a catering company. I have been in business unofficially since, we'll say 2020. I'm just making up something, 2020. The type of food, I have on nails, y'all, so I can't type as fast. The type of food I cater is Jamaican cuisine. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. I have about 20 hours a week to, let me see. I have about 20 hours a week to dedicate to launching this business. Let's see. What other things do I think I may want to include? Hey, Travis, how you doing? What other things do I think I may include? So I've given them kind of the name of the person, the type of company that it is that they're trying to launch, how long they've unofficially been into business, the type of cuisine they sell, how many hours they have per week to dedicate to the business, where the individual lives, the city and state. And I have about $300 to invest initially. Okay, so that's the rundown, right? So Travis, I don't know if you were able to see the live information before you get into the live, but this is a live series on how to build your business from concept all the way to realization using ChatGPT, because a lot of people don't have the money to hire somebody to start their business. Some people don't even know where to start their business. Some people are intimidated. Some people have been told that their business idea was stupid and that they'll never make it. And I'm just here as a messenger from the Most High to let you know that it is possible and that there are tools available to you to make that real, and that you don't have to live your life looking for validation from other people to validate your business idea, because it is yours. God gave it to you. He didn't give it to them. If Einstein would have listened to people telling him that no one can make light, guess what? Light would never exist. So that's why we're here. I'm the intimidated one. Oh, don't be intimidated. Don't be intimidated. I'm telling you, I'm here to tell you how to do it, and you can do it all from behind the screen. Again, step one, the first piece of advice, and everybody, you should write this down because this is a live. I'm not going to give this information anywhere else other than my lives, because I have a lot of other things going on. So step number one is to make sure that you download ChatGPT. I am using ChatGPT 4, and I'm going to tell you why I'm using ChatGPT 4, because ChatGPT 4 allows you to add plugins. Plugins are going to be the power behind ChatGPT. Otherwise, and there is a limit, they limit you to 40 messages per 3 hours. That's why you need to be very particular in knowing how to ask it certain questions, okay? So, again, you're going to use ChatGPT. I recommend, if you are going to pay for it, to pay for it using the browser version of ChatGPT. I highly discourage you from downloading the ChatGPT app, because again, using the ChatGPT app restricts access to only the device you have it registered to. Okay, so again, if you use the browser version, you can access the browser version from any browser, right? And then you would have unlimited access from any device. So make sure you use the ChatGPT app. So again, the business that I am starting for a friend of mine is a catering business, okay? So I'm doing all of this work to start a catering business for a friend of mine. Her name is Claire. She doesn't know that I'm doing this. But anyway, the first thing that I'm going to put into the ChatGPT app is just a few demographics, right? So that it understands who you are. So then as you start communicating with it, it builds with you, right? So again, I put her name is Claire. She has a catering company. I'm going to put her age. I don't know how old she really is, but I'm just going to say she's 35. I am between 35 and 45. Let's put it like that. I'm between the age of 35. I'm between the age of 35 and 45. I put in here that she's been in business unofficially, meaning that she does not have the legal documentation. How you know? Oh, Lord. Ah! Oh, my gosh. I am between the ages. It look like she probably, I ain't gonna say nothing. But, hey sis, how you doing? I am between the ages of 35 and 45. I have been in business unofficially since 2020. The type of food I cater is Jamaican cuisine. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia. I have about 20 hours a week to dedicate to launching this business. I have about $300 to invest initially. And I also want to say my goals. My goals are to increase sales. Well, my goals are to increase my catering clientele, right? And you don't even have to be politically correct with this. I'm gonna be honest, right? You ain't gotta be politically correct. You ain't gotta write a complete sentence, honey. You can have you can spell the whole sentence wrong, and it will know what you're talking about. All right. So my goals are to increase my catering clientele. I would love to service high-end clientele, as well as families who just need a little bit of help. As of now, the only thing I have is my EIN. Can you give me a thorough step-by-step outline on making this concept real? Please be as detailed as possible, including providing guidance on the appropriate licensing needed to start this business in Atlanta, Georgia. Please do a thorough search across the internet. So because I have a plugin here, thank you. Because I'm using a plugin, I have the ability to scour the internet. So I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But again, I recommend using the ChatGPT 4.0 version, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. Let me turn this camera around. So I'm going to show you. With ChatGPT, you have, oh shit. I shouldn't have did that. That just erased the whole little thing that I had going on. Doggone it. All right, it's fine. Remember to save your work, y'all. But anyway, so this is what I mean by the plugin. So there are different plugins that you can use on ChatGPT. You put in whatever your business type is. I would recommend one of the most important plugins to use when starting a business is, and especially, and again, you do have to have ChatGPT 4.0 for this. You need to type in, let's see, browser. Because the browser is what is used. This actually goes across the internet. It scrapes the internet for the content that you're looking for. So this browser right here is really good. So you can actually have 3 different plugins running at a single time. So I have this one, this browser, and I also have, as you can see, Bing is automatic. So you see I have browser, I have the AI search engine. So these are the 2 that I use to scour the internet. There was another browser. It doesn't really work anymore. So you do have to, sometimes the plugins work. That's just kind of a tip for you. So y'all know that I got to do it over. Yes, I have to do it over, but it's okay. Look, you sometimes you got to do it 3 or 4 times before you succeed. If at first you don't succeed, you can pick it up and try again. You can lift it up and try again, try again. Okay, so hey, my name is Claire. I have a catering. Claire. I have a catering company. I am desperate. Not say desperate. Let me not say desperate. I am eager. Let's use a different word, right? Because desperation ain't good, right? I am eager. I love you too. I have a catering company I am eager to launch this year. I have been cooking for over 30 years, and I specialize in Jamaican cuisine. I am a single mom. I am between the ages of 35 and 45. And I live in Atlanta, Georgia. All right, so that's the first start. I think that's the part that I remembered at first. And I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's see. I have, specialize in making cuisine on 35, 45. Let's see. I have about 20 hours a week to dedicate to launching my catering company called, I'm going to call it XYZ because I'm not going to put the name of her business out there, right? So called XYZ, catering company called XYZ. And I have about $300 to initially invest in starting up this company. My primary goals for 2024 is to first get the business off the ground, and then to increase my clientele, ranging from high-end clientele looking for high-end Jamaican cuisine to everyday cuisine for everyday families. Let's see. So, can anybody else remember what else I had put in there? I can't even remember what else I put in there. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Please give me a step-by-step guide, including the relevant information needed to start this business. Be sure to include all potential licensing I may need to start this business in Atlanta, Georgia. I also need to be sure that I think this is good for now. I'll start from here. Let's see. I'm going to say, please be as thorough as possible and scour the internet to ensure you are providing me with relevant and usable information. All right, y'all. So I have basically, again, I know that you revise however you got it. Okay, yeah, I revised it a little bit, but I'm going to start right there, right? So again, this is kind of the starting point. When you use ChatGPT, especially the 4.0 version, every new conversation is going to have its own tab. So I'm not going to mess up this time, but I am going to just turn this camera around real quick. Right? So it's going to have these different, oh Lord, it's doing my thing it's doing something weird. Okay. So it's going to have different tabs for every new conversation. This is going to ensure that you don't get lost in information. I recommend that my recommendation is when you ask it for this full outline, that you create another tab for each checklist item that you're creating. That way you can have basically your whole business lined up in a tab, right? So you can go to this part. If it says get your licensing, right? So then you'll be able to create a brand new tab for licensing. Anyway, you're going to see in just a minute. So let me go ahead and hit enter. So the moment of truth. Ooh, let me show you what it's doing. Hold on. Okay. So as you can see, it's starting to think. So this is telling me exactly what to do. You see how long it does. In addition to that, it gives you links to all of the places. Now, what's also good about this, I can actually share this tab with somebody. So I can actually share this conversation with somebody and they can just use it, right? So you see what it just did, right? It just gave me everything that I needed. So I'm going to walk through what it is that it gave me. All right, so let's see. So right now, first thing that it says that you need to establish a business as a legal entity. So choose a business structure, such as a sole proprietorship, LLC, etc. that suits your needs. Now the next step, so that's step number one. Also step number one, you need to register your business name, XYZ, with the Georgia register it with the Georgia Secretary of State. So that's your first task, right? Again, choosing a business structure. So if you don't know what the business structure is, you're going to create a brand new tab, right? This chat has already given me the breakdown, right? So I'm going to create a brand new tab, and I'm going to say, I'm just going to copy and paste and say, what is the best business structure? Actually, I will do that here in this chat just to make it, I'm not going to separate it here, but I'm going to say, based on the information I provided, based on the information I provided and analytic data, see, again, knowing the questions to ask, analytic data, which would be the best business structure for my business type. All right, so it says, let's see what it's going to say. So based on the information you provided and considering general business practices, the most suitable business structure for XYZ Catering, specializing in Jamaican cuisine in Atlanta, Georgia, would likely be an LLC. Okay, so we already know that the best business type is going to be an LLC. What I love about this is going to tell you why LLC is going to be the best option. So number one, personal asset protection. So as a single mom with personal financial responsibilities, an LLC can provide you a separation between your personal assets and your business liabilities. This means that in case your business debts or legal issues, in case of business debt or business issues, your personal assets like your home, your car, your personal savings are typically protected. Okay, so we want to protect you while you're starting your business. Another reason why this is going to be the best business option for you: flexibility in management and taxation. So LLCs offer flexibility in management without the need of a board of directors. I'm telling you, that's going to come into play. Or annual meetings, which can be beneficial given your time constraints, okay? For tax purposes, LLCs enjoy pass-through taxation, meaning that the business income is reported on your personal tax return, okay? Potentially simplifying your filing process. So here are these things. The next thing, credibility and professionalism. So having an LLC can enhance the credibility of your catering business, which can be particularly important when dealing with high-end clients and establishing contracts. Okay, growth and funding. So as their business grows, an LLC structure can make it easier to obtain funding, hire employees, and expand your services. Okay, state-specific benefits. So each state has its own regulations and benefits for LLCs. In Georgia, the process of setting up and maintaining an LLC is relatively straightforward and can be beneficial for small business owners. Welcome everybody to the live. Again, this is a live series called AI Business Builder. Basically, I'm teaching you all how to build any business using ChatGPT. All right. So now let's talk about things to consider, because there's always going to be something to consider. Cost and formality. So LLCs may have higher setup and maintenance costs than sole proprietorships. You'll need to find articles of organization with the state and adhere to any ongoing compliance requirements. But that's okay. Consult a professional. So it is advisable to consult with a legal financial professional to understand the full implications of choosing an LLC and ensure it aligns with your specific business goals and personal circumstances. Now, keep in mind that this is a computer. It is designed to limit its own liability away. All right. So it's going to tell you what is advisable. But guess what? you don't have the money to hire a consultant, a business professional, right? So you're going to learn how to use ChatGPT to learn how to ask ChatGPT the right questions, okay? So this is what we need to know right now. So I know this already. You may not know this, but I am going to tell you that there's different types of LLCs. So let's say you're filling out the paperwork to register your LLC. So you want to ask the question to ChatGPT. Well, it's asking me, do I want an S Corp or a C Corp? I don't know what I'm trying to do. Let's see, this is why I want to give up. This is why I want to do this stuff. This is why I ain't open up no business, because they asking me things I don't know. No, you're not going to give up. You are not. I demand you not to give up. You're going to pick up your drawers. You're going to tie them tight, and you're going to learn how to help yourself. Okay? So you're going to ask it, what if you ever, no matter what, through the entire process of building your business, if you run across something that you don't know what it is, ask ChatGPT. Don't try to figure it out. Don't go to Google. Google is not going to help you as fast as ChatGPT. I promise you. So if you come into the question, what is the difference between a S Corp and a C Corp? What is the difference? Now, this one I probably should put on a completely different tab, but you know what? I know what I'm doing, so I'm going to do it right here. Between a S Corp and a C Corp when talking about an LLC. I don't know which one to choose. Can you tell me what may be best for my business type, considering the information I've already provided? So one thing I like, the reason why I say keep everything, okay, I may share this link with y'all. Oh yeah, okay, good, screen recording activated, perfect. So one thing that I will download this live and I'll post it to my YouTube, because Instagram is only going to let me post 15 minutes, but I can post the full thing on YouTube. So I will post it on YouTube from this TikTok. Now, one thing that I want to, one reason why I say keep everything in one chat, because once you build a profile, it kind of records data about you so that you don't have to ask it the full way, right? That full longed out way each time. So that's why I would recommend to keep it all into one tab. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter here so that we can see. So when you have an LLC, you can choose how you want it to be taxed. As a default, either sole proprietorship for a single member LLC or a partnership for multi-member LLC. Okay, that's what it says. An S Corp or a C Corp. So that's the difference. Though this choice significantly impacts how your business personal income are taxed. So let's explore the differences between the S Corp and the C Corp taxation for LLC, and which might be more suitable for your catering business. So let's talk about the S Corp. Okay, so the S Corp taxation for an LLC. Pass-through taxation. So like a default LLC, an S Corp is a pass-through entity. This means the business income passes through your personal tax return, okay, avoiding double taxation. As a new business, I highly recommend filing your taxes on your personal tax return. This is going to increase your tax return, because any business expense that you put into that business, even if it means registering, paying the $20 for the ChatGPT 4.0, the $100 registration fee to register your business, any business licensing fees, you can write those all off as business expenses against your personal taxes. That's going to be super beneficial to you, especially in your first year of business when you may not be generating any income. So the next thing under the S Corp taxation for LLC, salary and dividend payments. So you can pay yourself a reasonable salary, okay, and take additional profits as dividends. Hey, okay, y'all see what I'm talking about? Yo, this looks like oh, thank you so much, Travis. You know I love you. Okay, so you can pay yourself a reasonable salary and take additional profits as dividends, okay, which are typically taxed at lower rate than your income. Okay, so again, think about why you may want to do an S corp. We still haven't gone through a C corp, but let's keep thinking about it. Self-employment tax savings. Only your salary is subject to self-employment taxes. Social Security and Medicare, not the entire business profit. Do you see that? All right. That's something to keep in mind. And then restrictions. And if any of these things that is telling you don't understand, guess what? Ask ChatGPT what they're talking about. That's it. Right? Just ask what it's talking about. You're like, I don't know what y'all saying. Y'all saying something, describing something, but I don't understand what you're saying when you're describing it. So guess what? Just ask ChatGPT for the answer. Don't sit here confused for no reason. Y'all don't know. I use ChatGPT for coding. Y'all know I work in the tech industry. Sometimes I may be writing an application and that ish won't compile. And I have looked over it time and time again. And then I have to basically send my code through ChatGPT. And ChatGPT will catch it in 1 second. Oh, I forgot a semicolon. That's what it was. Something as simple as that. But anyway. Restrictions. So S corps have restrictions, like a limit of 100 shareholders. If you got 100 friends, guess what? Right? If you got 100 friends, you can really, start getting shareholders. Let them know about your idea. Okay? Thank you so much for liking it. I really appreciate it. All of whom must be U.S. citizens or residents. Okay, so that's one thing. So for my friend who's opening up her business, she gonna have to have shareholders who are in the U.S. I will be one of her shareholders if that's what she wants. The next thing is C corp taxation and LLC. So separate tax entity. So a C corp is taxed as a separate entity. So basically, it files its own tax return. So, and it pays corporate taxes on profits. So there will be taxes paid on its profit. Okay. So that's going to be the difference. So if you're starting a new catering company just for yourself, just for you, think about that. Okay. Think about that. Do you want to have your business? Now, it doesn't tell you here, but what I will tell you, if there is any possibility that you may sell your business, a C corp may be a good idea. But let's keep talking. Double taxation with a C corp. If you distribute profits as dividends, they are taxed twice. First at the corporate level, then as personal income. So that's something you want to keep in mind too. Okay. Next, no self-employment tax. So the business itself pays all taxes. Okay. Personal income from the business is only taxed when you take a salary or dividends. So self-employment tax savings, you do have to consider in the S corp, but no self-employment taxes are for a C corp. And then finally, flexibility. So C corps can have unlimited shareholders and are not restricted by nationality. So that's why I was talking about C corp. If you have if there's any capability or possibility that you may sell, or you may want to have shareholders around the world, C corp is going to be the best option. So here's a good question. If I sell the business, can it or is it possible to receive residual income on annual payments? Let's see. You can. Now, how that for a C corp, yes. But let's just ask the question. If I sell my business, is it possible to, let's see, receive residual income on annual payments, okay, for either C corp or S corp? I'm going to ask both. I'm going to ask the question to both, because I think we all need to do. So selling your business, whether it's structured as a C corp or a S corp, can potentially allow you to receive residual income in the form of annual payments. This usually depends on how the sale is structured. Here are a couple of common ways this might happen. Seller financing, or earn-out agreement, consideration for C Corp or S Corp. So I'm going to read specifically that part. Tax implications. The tax implications of these arrangements can vary significantly between the C Corp and the S Corp, especially regarding capital gain taxes and how the IRS views installment payments. So the structure of your corporation might influence attractiveness of business to potential buyers and terms they're willing to agree to. So that's going to be the overall answer. So the overall answer is yes, it is possible, but you definitely want to consider the business type. Now, I'm going to go back to what is the best business for this, the best business structure for this company based on the profile that I gave it. So, given your situation as a single mom launching a small business, catering business in Atlanta with limited time and initial investment, an S Corp selection may be more advantageous. And I think that as we were reading through that, we had kind of come to that conclusion in the first place. Hey, Che, 123. So tax savings, this is the highlights of this is the tax savings, simplicity and flexibility, and then you also avoid double taxation. Okay, so that's going to be ultimately our overriding variables that say, hey, this is going to be the best business for us. So now that we have that understanding, we can go through the process of establishing the business entity. We do need to, again, register our business with the Secretary of State. So there is a link. If you don't have the link to the Secretary of State, if you have this version of ChatGPT, all you need to do is ask it, can you give me the link to the Secretary of State site so that I can file it? Now, it also, so the next step is that we need to, I'm going to go over this second step, and then we are going to pick back up on another day. Don't know when it is. It's going to be a pop-up. It's going to be once a week. I don't know when, but it will be once a week. But this is going to be enough to get you started. If you want to go ahead of me, you can. If you want to kind of just go through this process with me, you can. Because like I said, we're going to build this business from, again, a thought to a real life business with the website, with the Instagram page. We're going to build this business all the way out to realization. So this is what we're doing. So you can start with me and build your business out with me, right? All the way out to realization. And guess what? At the end of it, we're going to create a business network, right? Where we network with each other. We send business to each other. One thing about me, my underarms are sweating. One thing that I will tell you is that there's enough money for everybody. The problem is people are greedy, right? There's enough money for everybody. You can have a best friend that does nails just like you do nails. That don't mean that y'all both can be rich, right? Y'all both can be wealthy. You're probably not going to be as wealthy if it was just you, but that's greed, right? There's enough for everyone, okay? There is... Okay. I'm blushing. Okay. But seriously, y'all, there is enough for everyone, okay? Enough money for everyone. So I'm going to hit on this step number 2 first, step number 2, and then we'll kind of keep going. So obtain the necessary licenses and permits, okay? So number 1, you want to apply for a general business license with the city of Atlanta. This is getting into the real stuff because most businesses fail because their paperwork is not in order. That was one of the first things I learned about business, is to make sure my paperwork is in order. If one thing is going to be in order, my paperwork is going to be in order. All right? At least the paperwork that I need, the minimal paperwork that's needed in order to start a business. All the other things can come later, right now we're going to try to make sure that we get the main thing, right? So we want to do general business license. Now, you want to research the type of business that you're going to need for your city, right? Because this is in Atlanta, right? So you're going to need a general business license. The great thing about ChatGPT, it actually sends you the link to the City of Atlanta business license. So I'm going to click it and just tell you the web address So you need to write this down if you live in Atlanta. The web address is atlantanga.gov / government / departments with an S at the end / finance / office of revenue / applying for general business licensing. But if you didn't catch that, you're going to go to ChatGPT, the free version of ChatGPT. I think you can get on the free version of ChatGPT. The free version of ChatGPT, and ask them, please give me, or you can go to Google for this one. If you weren't able to catch that, you can go to Google and type in web address for the city of Atlanta general business licensing. This is where I'm talking about you may have to do a little bit of footwork. But I'm going to try to get, if you want this ChatGPT conversation that I had, I can send it to you, but you do need to inbox me on, because the conversation is going to have the link. You do need to inbox me on this, like on TikTok. Inbox me so I can send you the link. You're going to get the link before the next session. I ain't going to promise that you're going to get it today or tomorrow, but you'll get it before the next session. Okay? The next thing, you want to obtain a catering license specific to food service. Okay? This process involves submitting an application in person and notifying the public about your intent. So I have a link here that says catering license in Georgia. I'm going to go ahead and open that link just to see what it takes you to. It looks like it's taking you to a wiki page, and it was co-authored by someone. It looks like it's been approved. So if you want to open a catering business in Georgia, then you'll need to establish a business as a legal entity. Same thing over here. Then apply to the Georgia Department of Public Health for food services permit. That will let you work as a caterer. So if you don't know what that link is, okay, I know it's going to, when you go to these links, a lot of these are going to basically give you links to have somebody else set your business up for you. But you're going to do it yourself, because when you do something once, you'll be able to create a business again and again and again and again and again. And you'll never have to rely on anyone. So I'm challenging you not to pay anybody to do this for you. I am challenging you to do each of these steps on your own. Okay? Do not register for a service that's going to do your LLC for you. Do not register for a service that will make you pay to get an EIN. You're going to do this work yourself, because I'm telling you, it's something about when you build a house with your hands versus having people build your house for you. Like, it may fall down. I was going for a different analogy and it didn't quite come out the way I was feeling. I felt it differently in my soul, but the way it came out wasn't quite what I was going for. But, that was on the fly. I don't got bars. I got bars sometimes, but my bars is not hitting tonight. But anyhow, you're going to ask it if the link that ChatGPT gives you is not the exact link to what you need, then you're going to have to kind of veer off just a little bit and find that link. So you want to find catering license in Georgia. I may go down at the very bottom and just ask it. Then the next thing you want to do, if you plan to operate from home. So this is important, y'all. All right, now, most of us are going to be operating from home. If you plan to operate from home, consider a Georgia cottage food permit. This is going to be super important, everybody. Super, super important. You need to take a look at the Georgia cottage food law. Take a look at the law. Make sure that your business is in agreement with that, right? And then go from there. So again, you're going to have to use ChatGPT to copy and paste to give you ask it information about the Georgia cottage food law. And then finally, you want to ensure a compliance with the Georgia Food Act and regulations regarding food services through the Georgia Department of Agriculture. Now, these steps alone should take you at least a week, right? So this is something that can get you at least through the week and getting your business started. Again, that's going to be at least 20 hours worth of work, right? Especially if you have to, research those laws, going down in person, registering your company. It normally takes Georgia state. It normally takes them 7 to 14 business days once you register your business. You're going to need ChatGPT again for that. I'm going to tell you because you're going to need it to help walk you through filling out that form online. Because when you register your business, it depends on your experience with setting up a business. I've set up many businesses before, so it don't take me that long. But I will say that if you've never filed for your business through the Georgia Department, the Georgia Secretary of State, there's some things that you're going to need to know. So you're going to need to have ChatGPT open either on your cell phone or whatever the case may be, because you're going to need help filling out that form. You're going to need, number one, a registered agent. A registered agent, regardless of whether or not you're a sole proprietorship, whether or not you're an S Corp or a C Corp, you're going to need a registered agent. Now, you can pay somebody for registered agent services, but I will say no. My recommendation is use a family friend's address as your registered agent. A registered agent is basically someone who receives, I plan on being your husband. I don't think I was really aware. You are so funny, Travis. So a registered agent is basically another entity that's responsible for, let's say, for legal business documents. Can't be your address, by the way. A registered agent cannot be your address. It has to be someone else's address. They will try to verify that. Other tips that I want to give you: if you don't want to use your home address to register your business, that's what a registered agent is for, because you can list a registered agent's address as your business address. But what I would recommend, though, you can actually, I use a service called iPostal. So iPostal has virtual addresses. I would recommend, before you get started with your business, to create a iPostal account. I think you can actually buy a virtual address for, I think, about $9.99 a month or $99 a year. And you can use that address as your registered agent address. Okay. That's where all of your official business mail will go. Okay. Now, you cannot use virtual addresses for like business loans and things like that. But what's the question? You got a question? Yeah. So you can't use a virtual address for like your DNB, your Duns and Brown Street number. We're not anywhere near getting your Duns and Brown Street yet. But just, keep those type of things in mind. Now, they do have in Atlanta and different cities, virtual offices, right? Where I think you pay like $300 a month to make that be your business address. If you have that investment in yourself, go right ahead. But right now we're just getting the business off the ground. So we're going to register to our house right now. And then later on, we'll work on getting addresses updated and etc. But you're going to register to the house. So I'm going to take an opportunity to answer any questions, because I may know the answer to many of the questions that you asked, because again, I've started many businesses. But I'm going to use ChatGPT because, again, I want to show you how you can get any question you have using resources that are available to you. So, does anyone have any questions about anything that we covered? This was a lot of information. Like I said, if you would like a copy of the conversation as it is now, you should inbox me. And I will make sure that I send you a copy of this ChatGPT conversation. But I do want to know, does anyone have any questions about anything that we've covered over this last hour and some change, like hour and 20 minutes? I haven't had dinner yet, so I cooked, okay? And I use, and if anybody wants a HelloFresh code, please message me. I will gladly share my HelloFresh code with you, okay? If you have a service that you think that I would benefit from, that you have, and they have, like, you know, refer a friend, send it to me. Like, that's something else I want to start, right? Like, we can all be getting discounts over here, right? So if you got a service that you use and it's like, oh, if you refer somebody, you get a discount. Well, please refer it to me, because if I feel like it's something that I will benefit from, I will register for the service and we both can get a discount, right? So again, if you like, I do HelloFresh, you still cook all of your meals. They still give you fresh items. If you want a free box of food on HelloFresh, I think it's only like, you just pay the shipping, which is like $5 or whatever. Message me and I'll send you that code. But if you want a copy of this conversation, again, message me. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to wait for a few seconds to see if any questions come through. And if no questions come through, I'm going to log off. I'm going to change the title, because normally I have more people in my lives than this. There's an algorithm with TikTok. I'm going to tell y'all for real. Okay, you mess with Hello. I'm telling you, HelloFresh is the stuff. There's an algorithm messing up with TikTok. Because normally I have like 200, 300 people in my lives. It's probably the title. Y'all probably like, girl, I don't know what this title is. I'm not hopping in this live, right? So I'm going to have to change the title of my live. I'm going to have to come up with something a little more catchy than what I got, because yeah, it's the algorithm. Because I promise you, I normally have 200-300 people, but you know what? The people who are supposed to be in this live are the people who are here. Okay, but I will play around with, the hashtags. It's not really the hashtags when you go live, though. When you go live, it's the category that you go live in. Maybe, so it's the category that you go live in and your title of your live. So I got to change the title of my live. People probably like, what the hell? Like, what is AI Biz, whatever. But I'll change it. I'll come up with something else the last time. Okay. Yeah, it's normally more people in these live sessions. I'm telling you, normally I have like 200, 300 people in my live. So, you know, it's been kind of slow today, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll see y'all next week. All right. Again, if you have questions about what I'm doing, if you have a business that you want me to do next after this one, send me a message. In the meantime, just kind of follow my kind of template, right? The template on how to use it, right? And see how far you can get. And if you get stuck along the way, if you like, hey, it's not giving me the answer that I'm looking for, I can give you a prompt, because I'm really good at building prompts to ask ChatGPT to get exactly what it is that you're looking for, because you have to have some knowledge of the topic that you are interested in, to really be proficient in this. This is why I'm doing a guided session, because you do have to have a level of familiarity with the topic in order for it to work. Yeah, I got a couple questions about what you doing. Honey, honey, you being fresh. But anyway, y'all, I wish you all love and peace as always. Again, I pray that the Most High continues to feed you ideas about your business. I pray that you continue to grow your business. I pray that you continue to cast down doubt in the name of the Most High Yeshua. Continue to cast down doubt. Continue to silence the voice of doubters. Continue to silence those voices in your head that tells you you're not worthy. You've been wanting to do this for 30 years. You ain't did it yet. Why? You think it's going to happen for you. It's never going to happen for you. Silence those voices. We silence those voices. We command those voices through the authority that the Most High gave us. We silence those voices through the power and the blood of Yeshua. Okay? We're going to silence those voices that are telling us that we are never going to make it. We're going to silence those voices that say that we're going to live a struggle life forever. That is not your portion. God said, it is in the scripture, Jeremiah 29:11. He said that his thoughts towards you are of good and not of evil, and to give you an expected end. This means that poverty was never meant for us. Yes, the Israelites were cursed, but when Yeshua died on the cross, he came as a curse for your salvation. Meaning that if you are living in poverty, you have a curse that was invoked on you outside of the covenant of grace. So there's many things, right? So this is multifaceted. Like, if you're like, it's more than this, just that. You may have curses that you need to lift. I highly recommend those of you who are believers to read a book from Reverend James A. Solomon. As a matter of fact, I would never date a man who has not read that book, because I know that like curses are real. I would date a man, but we ain't marrying. We ain't marrying unless you read that book, because there's a lot of people who got curses on them. And when you marry somebody, you become one with them. So you absorb those curses from them. So you definitely need to, even when especially when starting a business, y'all, you need to read that book when you're starting a business. Again, it's Deliverance from Demonic Covenants and Curses. It is a book that you need to read. Like, really, before you start your business, you need to read that. Because I'm telling you, like, that book is transformative. That book is so transformative. So read that book either before you start your business or while you're starting your business. It's going to change your life. It may take you about a week or two to read that book. But what if reading that book changes the destiny of your entire bloodline? I'm telling you, this book is so powerful because it is, and also another book called Reverse the Curse. Reverse the Curse and Deliverance from Demonic, let me make sure I got this right. I have the book 10 different ways. I got it on audio book. I got it on regular book. I got it on my Apple book from... Okay. Deliverance from Demonic Covenants and Curses. It's by James A. Solomon. Okay? By James A. Solomon. I'm going to show it to you. Sorry, y'all. Y'all in my mess right now. Okay, there we go. All right. So that's what it is. Deliverance from Demonic Covenants and Curses by Reverend James A. Solomon. Okay? And the other book is called Reverse the Curse. Again, both of these are books that I highly, because I'm telling you, the enemy will come against you. The enemy is looking for its payment. A lot of the times our families, our parents, our grandparents, our great-great-grandparents. This is why I'm highly against praising and worshiping ancestors, because those same ancestors may have inadvertently or advertently cause you to live a cursed life and you don't know it. You don't know why you're in this continuous cycle. You can never get out of this cycle that you're in. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much you believe, no matter how much you pray, you're stuck in this cycle. I'm telling you, there's a curse at work in your life. If you're stuck in that type of circle, I can guarantee you, if you're a believer, right? This message is only for people who are a believer or who want to be a believer, because like, in order to reverse the curse, you got to believe in God, because only God can reverse the curse. So that's why I say this message is only for believers, right? So I'm telling y'all, if you are in this continuous residual cycle that you cannot get out of, you have a curse on you. There is a curse on you. And it's not for you to be scared. It's actually powerful to know that there is an answer to why this is happening. It's powerful to know, like, I'm not just a loser. Like, there's a curse on me and I can get it off of me, right? So read that book. It's going to help you get them curses up off you. If you're very intentional in it, got to be intentional, has to be from your heart. And also, you need to fast. Fast. While you're reading that book, I would recommend that, my approach to that would be, if possible, do a fast until you finish reading the book. So my recommendation, because I'm a believer, so my advice in business is always going to come from the Most High, right? So my advice is to fast until the book is finished. So by fasting, I mean abstain from all food, only water, until 3 p.m. or 6 p.m. You can choose which one you want. You can say from 3 to 6, but you got to stop eating by 6 a.m. So no eating after 6 a.m. and no eating before 3 p.m. Some of you may decide to go to 6 p.m. But I'm telling you, I'm not telling you that your business won't work or it won't be successful. But I'm telling you that for what I'm doing with you to work, you need to do what I'm asking you to do. Because what I'm asking you to do is what God has told me to ask you to do. Okay? So again, this is only going to work because this message that I'm giving you is a package message that the Most High gave me. So he's telling me to deliver it in this way. So I can't tell you, oh, it'll be okay if you don't. I can only tell you that what we're doing is only going to work if you're fasting, reading this book, and building your business at the same time. So if you are not ready to fast and you just want to get the information, you're not ready to kind of take the full steps, so you just want to get the information, I'm okay with that too. But just know that in order for the doors of heaven to open for you, because the scripture says what's bound on earth is bound in heaven, what's loosed on earth is loose in heaven, that the blessings that he has for you have already been assigned to your name. I want you to think about this. I'm going to use an example of the bank, right? You got the money that's in the bank. The money is yours. But in order for you to get that money, you got to physically go to the bank to get that money from the bank. It has already been sent to your bank account. But your card don't work right now because you are not responsible with your card. So in order for you to get them blessings, in order for you to get that money out that bank, you got to physically take your butt down to the bank and actually withdraw it from the bank. That's what I'm telling you right here. God has already defined a blessing for you. He has already sent a blessing to you that is yours. But you're not going to get it until you get up out of your seat. You go down to the bank and get it. That's the only way you're going to have to get it. It's already yours. So like I said, the information is yours. Sounds like a great plan and admiration for federal. For Pharaoh. My faith is a believer. That's right. That's what it is. This is not religion. Everybody who knows me know I'm not a religious person. I do not believe in religion. I believe actually that religion is the Antichrist, because that's exactly what the book says. The book tells you that religion is the Antichrist. It don't say that, right? But in other words, religion, okay, religion without God. Many people go to church every day, but do they have a relationship, right? So again, in order for this business thing that I'm delivering, because this again is a package that God gave me to give y'all, is that you need to follow these steps in their entirety. Hey, I love you too, my love, my sister. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm actually about to log on off in just a minute. I love you too, y'all. This is my sister here. She is a hairstylist in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, actually, she's in Gwinnett, right? But she does hair. She's such a great hairstylist. She does my locks. You know, nobody touches my locks except for me and her. Nobody. I ain't never had nobody touch my locks but my sister. Nobody has ever touched my locks, and nobody will. Okay? Nobody will. Anyway, y'all. So, again, I will send whoever wants a copy of the conversation that I had with ChatGPT for this new catering business. I will send it to you so you can at least follow those steps, or at least know the questions to ask it. Ask the ChatGPT to get the answers that you're looking for. And remember, you need to make sure, again, that you, fast until 3 p.m. until you finish reading that book. Both books. Well, I'm going to say Deliverance from Demonic Curses and Covenants. That one, you can get it on audiobook. So if you don't want to read it, you can listen to it. Okay? So reading that book, fasting until 3 p.m. and doing the steps that you need to do. Okay? So anyway, y'all, I love y'all to life. I love you to peace. I love you to happiness. I love you to prosperity. I love you. I love you. If nobody told you they love you today, I love you because God loves you. And when I say I love you, I really mean it, right? Because I know what it feels like to feel like you don't have love. Like, I know that feeling. When you have a whole bunch of, you may be surprised how many people actually love you that you don't even realize it. Like, honestly, you may not realize it. Like, there's been times in my life where there's a million people around me who love me, but I just did not feel love because I wasn't hearing God's voice. That's a demonic voice. Anything. I love you too, Claire. Like, any time you hear something negative speaking to you, or you have this negative feeling, know that God did not give that to you. God didn't give it to you. So you should immediately identify this. This is how you can help yourself work through depression. Like, immediately when you start feeling a negative emotion, especially if you're a believer, you need to remember that God does not give you negative emotions. That didn't come from him. If you have a negative feeling, if you're feeling like somebody don't like you, that ain't come from God. Maybe it did. Maybe it's conviction, because maybe you did somebody wrong. And so maybe you need to act. Maybe it was from God. But like, feeling like persecution is not from God. So if anybody is persecuting you, or you're feeling that feeling inside of you, it's not from God. So please make sure that you examine every day. I've been doing this recently, doing kind of an internal like thought check, right? Checking on myself, checking on my feelings, checking on my emotions. Like, what do I feel like today? And the moment I start feeling some craziness, I speak to myself. And honestly, if I can't get through it on my own, I am blessed to have family who loves me, who loves God. Most importantly, not somebody who just loves you, because everybody can't love you the right way. You need to be talking to people that love God. Like, don't be getting advice from nobody who don't love God if you're a believer. I'm just being real with you. If you're a believer, you don't need to be getting advice from nobody who don't love God. Because see, when people put their own kind of self into their advice, it can stray you the wrong way, especially if the person is not a believer. I'm not saying you can't be friends with believers or non-believers or anything like that. I'm just talking about something that's very spiritual. Like, getting advice and seeking advice from people who are not believers is not good for you, right? Especially in this age where people are easily led into darkness, things that appear to be light, because the scripture tells us that, and no wonder, even Satan himself can transform as an angel of light. So you need to try the spirit by the spirit, right? And that's just a paraphrase of a scripture. So you need to make sure that advice that you're getting from people are people who are believers. If you are a believer, because they're going to give you God advice, right? Make sure that, and before you give people advice, honestly, you need to pray first too. Because sometimes we let our flesh kick in. Oh, that man and that lady is married, and the man been telling her off, cussing her out for the last 2 weeks. Somebody in their flesh gonna be like, girl, you need to divorce that man. You need to divorce that man, baby. That's not God advice. That is not what God said. God did not say divorce your husband because he been cussing you out. You need to pray for your husband. True. I'm not telling you that you don't need to divorce him. But what I'm saying is that that's not God advice. God will not just tell you to divorce your husband. That's not what God's going to do. Now, if he's beating on you, hitting you, that's different. But him cussing you out, now you should have known that before you marry him in the first place, right? So God honors covenant, right? So you can't just leave a marriage thinking that God's not going to honor covenant. He's going to honor that covenant. So you have to know, you have to handle those type of things the right way with a person who's living according to God's will. You need to make sure that, again, before you give anybody advice, you pray about it. Don't ever tell nobody, unless the man is beating the person or whatever and some other stuff, you don't tell nobody to leave their husband. I don't know why God told me to say that. I don't know why, but God told me to say that. Maybe when I post this, it's going to mean something to somebody. Don't be telling nobody to leave their husband because you mad because somebody else did you wrong. And so you left, and so you telling this girl to leave her husband. But what if God has her there to help him become a better person, to stop him from losing his soul, right? God is a redeemer. He can change anybody who's willing to change. So, yes, ask your question. Absolutely, you have people that are exactly, and and just stay away from them. Yeah. Ask your question. Yes, yes. Do you think you and I, I have definitely, no, I can't, I don't know. I don't think so. I wouldn't say we have my only covenant right now was with the Most High Yahweh. Until I have a ring on my finger, until I have a ring on my finger, the only covenant I am entered into is with Yahweh. Right? So, hey, I don't know what the future has, what the future holds, but I'm not here to deny anybody. I know things that I absolutely will not deal with. So I'll be like, hell nah. But I know you, Travis. So, that's a whole nother conversation. We've had a long friendship. We've never done anything. We've never actually been in each other's physical presence. But you've been one of the closest friends that I've had over the years. So you never know, like, life is funny. You never know. Maybe God is still preparing you, because God has prepared me. I'm ready to sit at the table, baby. I'm prepared. Okay. I am fully done. I am well done. Okay. I don't know. But yeah, y'all. You are so funny. You just like to make me, because you're the only person that can do it, right? But anyway, I wish y'all all the best. I'm about to go eat now. It is 10 o'clock, okay? And I need to eat. I made some good food today. Like I said, I made my HelloFresh. It was some sun-dried tomato pasta with yesterday's HelloFresh. Was like this potato soup. So that's really good. I'm actually going to make that same potato soup for my brothers and sisters on the streets in 2 weeks when we go back out there, because I love this so much. I'm going to make it for them, Oh, you had the same thing? Okay, then. Look. Oh, you got the HelloFresh, and you got the sun-dried tomatoes for the HelloFresh. That's right, because HelloFresh, everybody got the same choices for the week. Yeah. Okay, then. Yes. Great minds think alike. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to log off. I'm going to download this. I'm going to save this to my YouTube. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow afternoon. I'll save this to my YouTube so you'll have the full video. And yes, Travis, you're going to hear me talking to you and this whole marriage conversation in the YouTube, because I'm not cutting nothing. I don't got time to edit. I got other content that I have to edit for other stuff. I ain't editing this. This is live and indirect. It's going to be just like this. It's going to be posted just like this. And hopefully it blesses somebody. Peace and blessings. Salah.